See you in a bit. Okay guys, so we're back with the Outer Wilds, Wilds
Didn't our
Worlds.
request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
The Outer Wilds is a different game completely, but yeah, we're back with the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. Let's see if we've got any more things we can upgrade before we get into our mission. Can we tinker with any of it? Give me a second, guys. Okay, so we want to go to Eridanos. Let's pick up some of this stuff. Right. Okay, let's travel to Aridanos.
We're now docked at Eridanos' luxury landing pad.
Luxury landing pad. Interesting. Okay, let's bring Nyoka and Sam. They're our two strongest teammates at the moment. Trophy earned level 30. Very nice. Okay. So there's nothing that is up here. Awesome.
Atmospheric cleanliness is unexpectedly pristine.
Hello, hello, hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime. I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brown. Until you catch the killer, the unveiling's been indefinitely postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
He did it. It's always the boyfriend.
Emergency stain and accident disappearing goop capsules are currently low on capacity. Would you like to order a new 5,000 caps carton of goop for this unit?
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose. Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help. Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that. I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that. Along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags. You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing, you're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time? Hey, this is a hotel-mandated piece of my uniform, and it's very official. Even if it is a bit stupid. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
We're the future of Sublake. Just you wait and see.
I think I must have had something in my ear. I could have sworn you just said we aren't allowed to depart.
Apologies, sir, but the atmospheric complex is on complete lockdown. No one's allowed in or out until the murder investigation's concluded.
Do you have any idea who I am? I could bury you under 6 tons of paperwork before you had the time to cry out for your supervisor.
I'm sure you could, but we fed our last box of grievance forms into the incinerator a few months ago. Is there anything I can do for you in the meantime?
I cannot believe this. I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
Sublight Underground takes care of its own.
Sneaky police. Fast travel location discovered, luxury landing pad. I'm guessing we can't go down there yet.
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead. Are you enjoying the amenities?
Okay, let's take a drink. It's like a giant hotel. Hey, there's even more over here. Very nice.
No, I never imagined Spencer Woolridge would outlive House on
Okay, we're gonna go over there once we've discovered these areas. So now we're in the complexity of stealing, apparently. Which means once we've gone through the gate, before that we were able to just take things, and now it's classed as stealing, which is interesting. This is outside that area again, but we'll take that stuff. Nice one. Wonder where that goes. Thief's notes. Sullivan, we got a new mark today from the bellhops. Green ship crate is on the back wall. Jewelry box should be there. Just take the whole thing. These folk are so rich, they probably won't even notice it went missing. The fence in the warehouse should be buying. Make sure to keep the bellhops cut before you go spending. Bridge hotel to spaceport discovered. Contact Cedric. Cedric Kincannon. In brackets, there's no response. Okay, so I'm guessing we have to do something with that at some point in the future to access this gate to unlock it.
Toss troublemakers out of airlocks. We just throw them over the edge.
Fair enough. Take some of them. Okay, now we've got 5,442 light bullets. I think that should keep us quite a long time, personally. What kind of statue is that? Oh, some kind of monster, because I've never seen anything that looks like that before. See what this area is over here.
Warning! The liquid in this pool is currently
Pool
toxic.
plaza discovered.
Swimming is not advised for elderly customers and lab sprats.
Oh, you're that inspector. Right. Sorry, but the pool's currently closed on account of it stinking worse than my boss. What can I do for you? Space me if I knew. I got here for my shift this morning and found it this way. They can't yell at me for this one, which is good, because a lot of folks seem upset by it. Gee, you're pretty sharp. Yeah, the reception party would have extended out here, but we had to close it off. What with the contamination. And now the reception ain't happening anyway. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping. Alright. You may want to visit the sun parlor. That's where that Rizzo's fool mixed the chemicals he used. Oh, and you could talk to Lily, my boss. She probably has some great advice. I saw her walk toward the bridge to the Purpleberry Orchards earlier. Reckon she's still there. Now, anything else I can do for you? So long as you don't want to go in, I can answer anything you like. Yeah, it's part of the job. I think I'm listed as a security consultant. But all that really means is that if I'm caught without this thing, I get put on pool guard duty. I don't know what happens if I'm caught without it on pool guard duty, but I know that I don't want to find out. Yep, still dead. Usually Rizzo's is pretty good at making sure the people they hire ain't got tripicale for brains. But that fella clearly wasn't worth trusting. I met him briefly once. Seemed level-headed enough, but that must have been just a front. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a mess of things. Sounds good to me.
Okay, let's find out what that was all about. Pool filter, mechanical contraption for propagating chemicals inserted above through the pool water. Someone has scratched a sentence into the filter's plating. Quote unquote, Arion was here. Or Orion was here. Pool chemical required. So we need something to filter the pool, I'm guessing. Okay. We'll come back to that in a second. This is a giant hotel, if I remember.
Error. This SAM unit is not equipped with the Performance Pack Ball Boy Protocols. To purchase the Performance Pack Ball Boy Protocols, consult the parts manual under Section 2G-4518.
I hope the murderer is caught soon. This lockdown is truly hampering my schedule for the week.
Agreed. I was supposed to go back to Byzantium today to play cards with the vice CEO of Hammersmith. And what about you?
Oh, I was too. But it wasn't the vice CEO, it was the president of the company.
Really? What's her name?
If you don't know, then maybe you should try to be a little more cultured.
You're gonna have a bit of a hard time going back to Byzantium, guys, because I've killed everyone there.
Rizzo's cares about the happiness of its family. Spacer's choice can't say that.
Okay. Got some vending machines here. Gates locked down again.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch, Triple Kale Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
So I can understand with them saying they'll just throw you off the edge. Because look how far that down that actually is. Also, mechanical deck.
We're the future of Sublight. Just you wait and see.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief. Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself.
Did you hear that someone tore one of the doors to the dining room from its hinges?
Bertie again?
Bertie again? He was duly embarrassed. Something about not knowing his own strength. Ugh.
If I ever meet that man, remind me not to shake his hand.
Stuck up people again, as usual. Hotel to wilderness discovered. Ah, we got a wilderness section, have we? Nice. Okay. Gonna go in there in a second. Sun parlor discovered.
Anyone else
Scenic
wanna camp
deck
out this
discovered.
way, sir, instead of staying in the penthouse? No? Just me? Alright.
I mean, I would, but we need access to it first, pal.
I told you, didn't I?
Botanical operations discovered.
I'm pretty happy working for Slug. Back.
The Dissident Queen, Chapter 3. Halcyon Helen commits regicide. Some hours had passed since Helen's entry into the Dissident hideout. She had forced no small number of slug men, destroying the abominations in singular fashion, and had met several employees from many corporations, each forcibly taken by the Dissidents for use as test subjects. One such freed captive, who had called himself Hephaestus Harry, had accompanied her as she descended into the lair of the Dissident Queen. Helen had exchanged only a few words with him and now would be able to exchange no others, as the man now lay in a bloody heap on the foot of the Dissident Queen, who Helen now saw was not a person but a tremendous mutant slug. The Dissidents who had apparently been guarding her were themselves quite dead and lay in various stages of mastication throughout the room. The quote-unquote Queen feasted on Harry's remains, but as Helen stepped forward, the monster wriggled around to face her. "A true queen for a gang of parasites," Helen shouted, should I say. The Dissident Queen reared back, opening its mandibles wide, and gave an inhuman screech that shook the very foundations of the base. Interesting. So I think that's another thing we're going to come back to, because there's a key card apparently where you open a door that is currently sealed for some loot, I'm guessing.
It's all so horrible. I can't believe someone so famous as Halcyon Helen could meet a fate like this.
Fast travel location discovered. Grand Colonial Hotel for an entrance.
I almost can't imagine someone wretched enough to do such a thing. You don't think a dissident could be here, do you?
Get a hold of yourself. The administrator would never allow someone as dangerous as a dissident here. Eridanos is safe. This is all just a terrible coincidence.
Of course, you are absolutely right. I think the idea of a psychopath wandering among us is just making me nervous.
Oh, you haven't given me a reason yet, pal, so nothing's gonna happen. That's why we came through, I think. Yep.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
Bridge Hotel to Pilot House. Amelia Stillwell.
Move along.
She wasn't in a very talkative mood. I wonder, is this coolant tank what we need to go to that water?
I must.
I mean, we just picked that up by chance, pure chance, because that's what you get, guys, by looking round and scanning everything. Even if sometimes it looks pointless. Okay. See what this does. Pool chemical required. Okay, maybe it wasn't for that then. But it's for something anyway. Well, we picked up some kind of tank, so whatever that coolant tank is used for, I guess we're gonna find out for something else. But we obviously don't do it for that one. I mean, it's something for something, but it's obviously not the chemical tank that we need. Bridge Hotel to distillation discovered. We steal this.
Hold it! What do you think you're doing? Alright, tell me to get
You didn't see nothing, bro. Alright, I've got 2 coolant tanks. The reputation's been lowered though for some reason.
Rizzo's cares about the happiness of its family. Spacer's choice can't say that.
So even if we bribe him, I wonder if the reputation still goes down. Gonna come back to that anyway. We've got 3 coolant tanks, whatever they're used for. Pool cleaner blue watercolouring number 422 plus chlorinol hydrogenated deformer. The Grand Colonial Hotel Greenhouse Terminal, select an option below. View VAT 1 status. Greenhouse Terminal VAT 1 status, muriatic acid. View VAT 2 status. Blue watercolouring number 422. View VAT 3 status. It's the same again. Mixed chemicals. Greenhouse Terminal. Existing chemical in canister will be removed and chemicals in vats will be mixed into a new compound. Confirmed. So we did need them empty coolant tanks because we wouldn't have been able to do that. See, everything happens for a reason. Right, let's insert this chemical into the swimming pool. And see what happens.
You know, I don't remember the pool making those sizzling noises before. Something happened? Oh, boy. Listen, you better make yourself scarce before somebody catches wind of this. I don't think management is gonna be happy. Please, I think you helped enough. Lost, what am I gonna do? Come on, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Well, we've well and truly destroyed the swimming pool anyway. I thought that was what we were meant to do, but obviously not. Did we get the wrong things? It is what it is. It is what it is. So I don't even know how we managed to fuck that up, because I think we got everything right, but I'll take it. This hotel is fucking huge, guys. Let's travel down here, see where this leads. That actually only leads out to an exit. So we'll go right to the front door then. Okay, we need to speak to Constable Keene.
Scott's got in his hands. What's in the box?
The murder has inflicted severe emotional trauma on me. I demand a room upgrade. I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Guessing we can't speak to this guy at the moment. No, we can't.
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I
Girl,
regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are suspect. Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon. Yes! I mean, no. I mean, I don't yet, but I will, Inspector, sir. You'll be staying in our luxurious penthouse suite, vacated just recently. So recently that, unfortunately, the room's still being cleaned. I'm sure it'll be ready for you by the time you've examined the crime scene. I believe Constable Keene should be waiting for you in the grand ballroom. Oh, the ballroom's right behind the tower elevators. Swing a left or a right, then cut through the crowd of spectators. You can't miss it.
Oh, come on. Why is the lounge closed? I wanted brunch.
Feel your pain.
With Halcyon Helen gone, does that mean Spencer Woolrich will get all her roles?
I certainly hope not. That man doesn't even act as well as I do.
Check-in terminal, greetings. Concierge Halston, acquire penthouse key. Check-in terminal, error room not yet ready. Okay, she was telling the truth then.
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but it's been so long since I've chatted face to face that I about hopped out of my skin at the sight of you. Excuse me, I should introduce myself, though you might know me already, just not by name. I'm Bellhop Sullivan. You've likely heard my dulcet tones through the elevator intercom. Oh, that's so nice of you to say. I'm glad to meet you too. Now that our introductions are out of the way, do let me know if I can help you with anything. Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right guests end up on the proper floors. We wouldn't want tossball players rubbing shoulders with CEOs. It'd be anarchy. Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. It's an extra effort, but the Grand Colonial prides itself on personalized service in all things. That and the elevator still works if I'm ever not around. I do take occasional breaks and sleep every so often. Oh yes, Norville's great. Always ready to help any and all guests who might need it. And so handsome, too. His judgment sometimes leaves something to be desired, I will say. Kept badgering Halcyon Helen prior to her death about an autograph or something. A little beyond his station. Unfortunately not. I was in the operator room for the elevator, as usual. The camera feed only allows me to see within the elevator, which always has many people coming through. For what it's worth, the murder was a right shame. I always enjoyed the serials starring Ms. Helen, though I did find them prone to repetitive plot structures. But I'm sure you've heard the rumor about what actually did her in. That marauders got into the hotel and management is covering it up so the guests don't run off? Well, not necessarily, but they're fairly prevalent on the other complexes. It wouldn't take much for them to find their way here. Slug claims they've got the problem under control, but I don't understand why they haven't simply gone and exterminated all of the marauders like the vermin they are. Oh, well, I'm just here to push buttons.
Concierge Terminal. Welcome to the Grand Colonial Concierge Terminal. Please do not store any insufficiently encrypted gossip on the Grand Colonial Concierge Terminal. Guest complaints. Concierge Terminal guest complaints. Good luck. From annoyed subject this infernal racket. To concierge from annoyed. Subject this infernal racket. Do you like torturing me? Question mark. Is that what this is? Question mark. When I first learned I'd be just beneath the floor occupied by the Rizzo's Rangers, I was excited as any tossball loving Halcyonite should be. What I did not anticipate is the degree to which these hullheads seem to enjoy prancing to and fro, pounding on their floor on my ceiling. Every hour of the architect cursed day, did they install a tossball fifth court upstairs while I wasn't looking, or is this normal? Question mark. And worst of all, it sounds like one of them have decided to start imitating a woolly cow. I'll give them that it's a convincing facsimile, but it has no place in a hotel. And each bleat is so loud it shakes the glasses on my face. I demand a room change yesterday for each additional hour. After midnight today that I am not rehomed, I expect at least one employee to be fired. Bit of a savage person. From a concerned Byzantine, subject mechanical menace. To whatever member of the help it may concern, I've heard a horrible clanking passing my room every night for the past 6 nights. Yesterday I mustered up all my courage and sent a servant to look, and upon her return she said, seen what looks like an armed mechanical wander by my room for the past 6 nights. She said it was something called a Burbage 3001 and that it was a serial star. If this machine is a serial star, I must ask, why are you filming outside our rooms without paying us? Question mark. We're not concerned to having our temporary property filmed. There's no doubt a contract for this. And if the machine is being allowed to wander without being filmed, then I want to be paid double. Do you have any idea how dangerous that thing could be? Question mark. It could tread on my foot and ruin my aspirations to be a professional dancer, if I ever decide to have those aspirations. I urgently await a response. Alright, VIP guest list. Request manifest Helen Halcyon. So this actually says Concierge Terminal, VIP guests, Ruth Bellamy aka Halcyon Helen, Spencer Woolrich, Black Hole Bertie Holcomb. Concierge Terminal. Despite her celebrity status, the greater part of Halcyon Helen's requests have been fairly normal. Soap, shampoo, new towels and so on. The one exception is her unusual consumption of food and drink. I'm not one to judge about that sort of thing. Lord knows I've seen stranger proclivities from other guests, but she really does request a lot and frequently. Listen to this. For lunch today she ordered 6 Boston bean sandwiches, 2 purple berry shakes, 2 purple berry liqueurs, several retro rockers and cigarettes enough to crush a teacup canard. I'd wonder if she's planning a party, but the cleaning staff say that every time they've gone up. There's been no sign of what she's ordered. If Helen really does keep managing to get through all of what she's been ordering, then maybe she should consider quitting show business and entering the competitive consumption scene instead. So I think there's someone that's impersonating Helen that has killed her before they found out, and they've been possibly 6-7 marauders or someone like that taking her food, and that's why it looks as weird as it does. Requests manifest Spencer Woolrich. In the past 2 weeks I've received 315 different service requests from Mr. Woolrich. These requests include, but are not limited to, his entire wardrobe from quote-unquote Terror on a Monarch, in brackets 413 different outfits, including a primal suit, 5 gallons of each colour of spectrum except black, in brackets wants 50 gallons of black, teacup canids or canids of various breeds, a plasma launcher, in brackets, then you got 4 question marks, and consisting of over 60% of all total requests, an upgraded room administrator, Ludovico, authorised him to move into the second largest room just to shut him the hell up. But Halcyon Helen got the biggest one, and of course Woolrich can't accept that he's been eclipsed. Got another room upgrade request as I was typing this. I've more than half a mind to send an exterminator to fumigate his room, just so he can't request anything else for a while. I can completely understand that, to be honest. But then he might come down here and try to talk to me, and I think I'd quite honestly rather be dead. Requests manifest Bertie Blackhole Holcomb. Holcomb's requests have been about what you'd expect from a professional skullcracker. Toss balls sticks, new clothes because he keeps, and I quote, accidentally tearing the shirts that are too small from my giant muscles. Funny how the rips I've seen look more like they've been made by hand. I've noticed that he's asked for very little in the way of effort, accelerators or enhancers, no skin tough, no oxycomp, not even dervish mist. Typically tossball players go through that filth like no one else. Maybe Holcomb's trying to prove something to Helen. Whatever it is, I don't think it's going to work. Okay, that's an interesting log. So these are all sealed at the moment.
I did not read about this kind of treatment.
Some vending machines here. Okay, there's a shit ton of people lined up here.
Black hole birdies disappeared.
Investigation in progress. Please enjoy the hotel's amenities. Can't speak. Requires employee access card level A to unlock. Okay, we can't unlock that yet then. Okay.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had the chance.
This body has not been disposed of in a board-approved waste receptacle. Printing citation ticket 9554-P.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you. Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on. Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you. An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential. You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification. Oh, goodness, no. I don't care for OSI doctrine. I just enjoy their math.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
The discrepancy amplifier. Greetings, Inspector. Thanks to the half-genius, half-mad scientific mind of Dr. Goodnight, you've been granted the discrepancy amplifier. A handy investigation device for uncovering clues throughout Eridanos. Be sure to equip the discrepancy amplifier in a weapon slot before you continue your hunt for Helen's killer. Okay. That is this one. Scanning Eridanos for evidence. To catch Helen's killer, you'll need to use the discrepancy amplifier scope to reveal clues not visible to the naked eye. Once you've located some evidence, aim directly at it while zooming in with the scope and press the interact button to analyze it. Alright.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This unit has detected
So if you're no longer clueless,
Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification. The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you. This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information. Correct. Bertie Blackhole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel. Accessing guest database B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001. This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved complement. Splendid work, Inspector.
Seems you found something. Residue from a spill. The amplifier said something about, bee. Bertie Holcomb. I hadn't considered that. The two of them were in a relationship prior to Helen's death. I'll make a note of your discovery. Thank you, Inspector.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the grand ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants. Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that it's particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint. The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonial. This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Come on.
Don't mind us, folks. Normal inspectors doing normal inspector things. The Purpleberry Orchards. And a footprint. Inspector, that was absolutely marvelous. Beautifully deduced. With the help of my discrepancy amplifier, of course. Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate. My apologies, Inspector. I've not yet finished my autopsy. Come back later? Oh! Why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite. Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away. I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or canids feel they must brutally maul each other, I feel the need to create. Inspector, I'm sure you don't want to spend 4 hours talking back and forth about the intricacies of a science project. It works. That's the important part. Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious. I'm only too eager to give you my cooperation, Inspector. It's been my dream to see my beloved amplifier put to good use in the field. I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century. You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice. I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply. You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject. Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. You sure?
Okay.
Suppose I've seen stranger marketing maneuvers. Not sure what Rizzo's was trying to...
Where is it, pal? Obviously not here. Okay, well, I'll try and get your jacket for you, but I cannot do that at the moment, and there's nothing else to see.
Hair out of my face. I can't see the corpse.
Hey, I'm the inspector, bro.
Black hole.
All right.
Hello there, my inordinately... Oh, you're the one who visited me. Hello again. Thanks so much for brightening my day. Oh dear. I'm sorry, but you don't seem to have a registered room key. If you've lost your key, why don't you pay the hotel concierge a visit? I'm sure she can get you a new one. Then you can come back, and I'll service all of your vertical needs.
Okay, so that is what we need.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby, and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer. It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer. Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him. Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health. Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Rizzo's plant, either. Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own. If you're sure. My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know? You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed. Everyone wanted to be around Helen. She could usually be seen alongside Bertie or Woolrich, for obvious reasons. Ah, Bertie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Bertie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split. If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade. That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you? A dashing gunslinger type, then. I'm sure the investigation will turn out splendidly in your hands. Or at least Mr. Kincannon seems confident enough to believe so.
Okay, let's talk to this automated elevator shaft.
What floor would you like to visit? Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to? Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Everyone's here chilling. Okay.
There's no room service, right? Just asking.
I do love all the wall space. So much room for trophies.
Did you know the smoke from high society cigarettes is 10.07% more likely to leave odor and discoloration in fabrics than other leading brands?
I'm gonna nick a few towels. You won't notice.
The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
Helen, where did we go wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
I don't think Bertie did it, to be honest. Personal terminal R. Bellamy, welcome. Messages from Administrator Ludovico, subject grateful. From Administrator Ludovico to Ruth Bellamy, subject grateful. Ms. H. Helen, thank you for choosing the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex as the site of your next publicity and marketing campaign. By endorsing the Spectrum Brown product, you are allying yourself with a revolution in the leisure beverage market, indeed in the culture of Halcyon itself. We're going to change the world together. Sincerely, Quinton Ludovico. From Profitably P.O., subject disappointed. From Profitably Profit of to Ruth Bellamy, subject disappointed. We actually got a mission for this. Helen, I don't understand why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches on the same tree of privilege? Question mark. You command audiences with your masterly performances on the Aether Wave, and I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with a responsibility to set a good example. I'm disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and on official records. I take particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar. Spearheading your project, How to Motivate Your Workforce Using Ancient Weaponry. And as I, in brackets, and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. These are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditor soon. Sincerely, Profitably P.O. Money can't buy happiness and other lies we tell ourselves. A new seminar by the prophet of profitability. There we go, we actually said it correct. Coming soon. From S. Kincannon, subject free advice. From Cedric Kincannon to Ruth Bellamy, subject free advice. So Ruth Bellamy is the murdered victim, and that's her real name. Ms. Bellamy, you're a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of your performance in Terror on Monarch. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows what he's being played when he's being played. He still thinks you're here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance has him fooled. I have a feeling I know what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Best, Cedric. Guest advisories. Your safety is your responsibility. In light of recent unfortunate events regarding the passing of a beloved cultural icon, we at the Grand Colonial have doubled the number of armed guards for only a small security surcharge. And then it's got a star next to surcharge. Surcharge non-refundable. The Grand Colonial is not responsible for death or dismemberment that occurs off hotel grounds. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second.
How people in Byzantium live all the time. This room ain't so bad. I could get used to this.
So this is what a clean room smells like. So this is what a clean room smells like.
Alright, so we got some perks. Contact Administrator Ludovico.
Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed. Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me. I wish I had your blithe sense of optimism. Helen's death means delays. Delays mean expenses. Expenses mean audits. Audits mean people like me lose our jobs. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation. Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector. Inspector?
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking? Good. I'm glad. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
No, we can't use that.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to? Aha! To the lobby we go.
Alright, let's go Parvati.
Aha! Aha! To the left.
Weird how we're only able to move as fast as we are. Wonder if we leave this suite, will we be able to actually move faster? No. Strange.
Salvage the gear. Dump the body. Thank the law. Citizens don't belong. Who in the name of the law was supposed to be watching the wilderness checkpoint?
Why would anybody bring raptidons up here? Don't this hotel have a policy on animals?
Can we not go through here, no? Wilderness checkpoint note. Evan, remember cards tonight. If you don't show, I'll set a Raptidon loose in here with you. I'm kidding, but don't forget you're here, question mark. I need help knocking Bo down a rung or 3. She's had me writing field reports for her all week. Botanical Operations Building. Cards tonight. Fritz. How do you even open up this area? Okay, we can't go through there for some reason. Wonder if we speak to this guy.
Whew. Thanks for the help back there. I've actually never fired a gun before. Is this ringing in your ears normal? That's more than a little disconcerting, since I maxed out my medical allotment this month. That's what I call my booze fund. Still, I had to be alive to be able to go deaf later. I'm not sure if I actually hit any shots. If you hadn't intervened, it could have been bleak. What do you mean? Oh. You know, they warned me about freelancers, but I forgot what they said. Also, who they were. Anyway, here. I'm just as confused as you are. Someone should have been on shift to see them coming. Ms. Vargas would probably have a better idea of what happened. She's stationed at the luxury pad.
Well, I guess we can't go there just yet. So, I'm guessing we've got to settle with going here first.
We're all part of the Rizzo's family.
And when I can't get a hold of anyone in the orchards,
I can never work with
can I?
They're not ready.
No, Miss.
Swear to the architect, Matthias. If you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait. You ain't part of my crew. What do you want? Oh, thank the law you're here about the pool. That crucial thing that isn't my job to fix, and that, as such, I don't care about. If you want advice, here it is. Don't talk to that imbecile ever again. Even by my crew's standards, he's duller than a telescoping staff. And he's not even one of my worst problems. I got landing pad lockdowns, gate closures, angry guests, and now one of my crew is AWOL. If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is. The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness Checkpoint. I'd search there first.
Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis concludes. The losing player used an overly cautious strategy that led to an insurmountable deficit in points. Slug discipline records show a half-dozen reports of illegal gambling in games of chance on company property. Perhaps there's evidence of an ante for this game?
Work assignment list: a slug employee schedule under Crew C, Purpleberry Orchards and Connector Complex. Someone has scratched out a name and replaced it with Evan O'Connell's.
something mighty... Hear about the murder?
How the hell could I not have heard about it?
Get anything good for lunch?
Beef free nut.
Oh. Wow.
I was a few...
Can't imagine what it must be like. Living down here like sprats in a wall. Nice one! Incoming!
The spectacular and thrilling and great adventures of Elaine, Norville and Halcyon Helen, chapter 45/137. And because the ever-resolute Lord Bellhop Elaine Norville had brought his automatic Spacer's Choice auto pistol, now with added explosive ammo which he held in his bag, muscular hands, the gigantic horde of rabid canids was all dead. Halcyon Helen, looking very beautiful as always, with her beautiful eyes and lips and nice shoes, she quickly grabbed Lord Bellhop Elaine Norville's hand. "Oh, thank you so much, Elaine," she sighed slowly, batting her beautiful eyes at him also slowly. "You are the best partner I have ever teamed up with. You are so big and strong and good at shooting. I wish I had you with me from day one. Then maybe I would not have so many dead sidekicks." "It ain't no big deal, Purpleberry Cakes," chuckled Lord Bellhop Elaine Norville. as he took a puff from his cigarette and blew the smoke from the barrel of his Spacer's Choice auto pistol at the same time. I'm just a wandering assassin. Being good at shooting stuff is only because I am part of my job. Yes, you are, and you are so handsome, sighed the beautiful Helen. Thank you, chuckled Lord Bellhop Elaine Norville. Just then they started to go for a kiss, but wait, just as the romance was about to happen, suddenly a hand had grabbed Elaine's leg. Helen screams, "It is me, the dissident lord. I am here to get you and take your bits and give them to everyone else for free," screamed the dissident lord as the villain began to crawl out of the dirt. His zombie army was also crawling to the surface behind him as well. "I guess there's only one thing to do," sneered the heroic Lord Bellhop, as he took a big Hammersmith flamethrower out of his back pocket that had been keeping secrets for this occasion. Time to make some dissident steaks.
In room A3. Please. Someone come help me.
There's someone trapped in there, apparently.
I'm trapped in room A3. Please, someone come help me. I'm feeling weak. Please just open the door. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it. The door's stuck. And I know I need to write a service request, but I can't get it under the door. Is anyone there?
Hastily written note. To whom it may concern, please consider this note as a service request to fix A3's faulty door. I deeply apologise for not following proper protocols with this informal request, but my terminal's broken. In brackets, too broken to submit a service request form to fix it. I normally would never thumb my nose at our standard operating procedures, but I've been stuck in my room for several days now, and I believe I will likely starve to death quite soon. Excuse me. Well, I hope to hear from someone soon in regards to processing this urgent request. Thank you. Removed wall panel. This wall panel has been removed judging by the scorch marks on the sides and the blowtorch abandoned on the floor. Its removal does not conform to company guidelines.